Hello and welcome. In the last few videos, we've looked at how to install apps on our new shiny laptop featuring the Dell G15 using Ninite and a more intermediate solution using the Windows tool from Chris Titus Tech over on his YouTube channel. In this short video, we'll look at how to use a more advanced solution, particularly winget, a package manager for Windows. And yes, I said package manager akin to what you may have been familiar with Linux. But before we jump in, please click subscribe and hit that notification icon so that you're the first to know when new content is available here. Let's dive right in. Okay, so now we'll talk about the advanced way to get all of your apps installed on Windows like a true power user. So in this demo, we're going to show you how to install VLC. Now, this is a very popular media player. Of course, you can just go to their website and use the download button to use the installer to get it installed. But for the demonstration purposes of this video, we'll show you how to do that in the advanced method. We'll start first using winget, and we'll go here to start. We'll start by going to terminal, and we type winget just to make sure that we have it installed. This is generally installed with later versions of Windows 10 and also, of course, with most of the versions of Windows 11 with all of the updates. If you don't have this installed, please go to the winget search site or winget site on Microsoft to figure out how to get this installed on your machine. But from the last 3 years or so, if you've been getting all of the updates, you should have this tool pre-installed. Now, once we fire this up here, we'll see here that we get a set of command line options here. This tells us that winget is indeed installed, and the commands are very, very simple. They need not be complicated. Before we jump in and actually do the install, I want to show you that this tool, one of the great things about it is you can run this from Windows Terminal. You can run this from the command prompt, and you'll get it working on any different scenario there. And of course, you can run it from the legacy PowerShell as well. You can go here and type winget, and in all three scenarios, you'll be able to access this command to get your packages installed. So we'll close all of these out here. We need not do have all of these options. Windows Terminal is the preferred version for getting all of your command line stuff done because it bundles everything together. And with the latest version of Windows, Microsoft's been doing some fantastic work to make the command prompt a true powerhouse. So let's jump in here. The first command we'll need to do is to do a search for this package, see if it's available in the winget repository. Not all 100% of the apps available for Windows are in that repository, as you can imagine. However, a large number of the popular apps are either through Microsoft as a first party or through contributions through the community. So the first thing we'll do here is do a search, winget, search, as you can rightly imagine, with VLC, and this will go out to the servers to winget and say, hey, do we have VLC package available? And it'll come back with a response akin to this. Now we can see here we've got a few different versions of VLC, so this can get a little bit tricky. That's why I say this is the advanced version of installing your packages and your apps. But if we look here, there's a few different options here. We've got two sources that state they're from the MS Store, and then we have one option which is from the winget, and there's also another option which has a tag for VLC but isn't actually the VLC application, also from winget as a source. What we want to do here is find the option that is winget as a source, and you can see here that there's an ID. We can use this ID to query more information about this particular application. So let's show you how to do that. We'll say winget, we'll say show videolan.vlc. It is case sensitive, so please be sure to use the right case here. And if we type this command in here, it'll give us a lot more information about what is this application, including a basic description of what it is, as well as the latest version that's available in the winget repositories and all of the other tags that are applied to this, including the different types of SHAs for the installer. So that said, if you enjoyed this content, please leave me a comment below, click that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so that you're notified when there's new content available here. Also, go check out my other social media networks for exclusive content that isn't available here on YouTube. So that said, the next command we're going to execute here is to actually get the application installed. But first, we'll show you that the application is not currently installed on the system. We'll hit our start button, and if we search for VLC, we'll see here that it recognizes that VLC Media Player is a thing using the search that's built into Windows, while we don't currently have an app installed of that name. So we'll head back to our terminal here. We'll type winget install VLC. Very simple, right? And it will now go out to the winget servers repository, go and fetch that package, and it'll get that installed for us. Now, in some cases where you have multiple options available from the repository, you may get an option like this. It's saying, well, which one do you want to install? So in this case, we need to be explicit by using this ID here. And if you highlight this and you right click, you can then say winget install, and again, right click again, and it'll do a copy paste operation for you. By highlighting, you can copy by right clicking, and when you right click in an empty area, you can paste in your cursor. So just a few shortcuts there, and we'll say install. Now it knows specifically which package or which application we've asked it to install. It will go out to the app repository on the winget servers, and it will download and fetch the package. You can see here, we're going through the install process. Now, the reason why this isn't my preferred method, and I would prefer to use the intermediate option, which is using Chris's tool, is he's basically made the apps install in quiet mode, which means they're not going to ask you to interact, to click, to accept options, etc. As you can see here, this basically launches the Windows launchers, the install launchers for many of these applications. So it's still not an automated process. You still have to go through some manual clicks and button presses, but it is a more advanced solution. And of course, this can be automated beyond any of what I'm showing in this video. But again, it goes through that process. The installer runs once we've given it administrator permissions, and the package gets installed. And if we now hit our start button, we search for VLC, voila, we have our VLC media player installed. If you enjoyed this content, please leave me a comment below, click that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so that you're notified when there's new content available here. Also, go check out my other social media networks for exclusive content that isn't available here on YouTube. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.